The families of some of those men deported to an El Salvador prison say not all of them are gang members. Lilia Luciano spoke to the wife of a barber from Venezuela whose attorneys believe was on one of those flights over the weekend. Documents show he has no criminal record. Lilia also visited that prison in El Salvador last month, and she joins us now. Lilia, good morning. So what did you learn?
Well, Nate, good morning. I can tell you this prison was designed to contain the worst terrorists, where you have more than 100 gang members all crammed in one cell. They never step outside, even into a yard. All communication is suffocated, and there's no real due process. A lot of people there are not convicted, but if that government of El Salvador says you're a gang member, you can be sure you'll be there for life.
You keep checking, and nothing.
Johanny Sanchez's husband is missing. 26-year-old Franco Jose Caraballo Tiapa is from Venezuela and entered the U.S. in 2023, requesting asylum from persecution back home. In February, at a routine ICE check-in in Texas, he was unexpectedly detained, and on Saturday, his wife lost contact with him. Caraballo's attorney believes he's been deported. A document from the Department of Homeland Security accuses him of being a member of the criminal gang Tren de Aragua, but also specifies that he has no criminal history in the U.S. Venezuelan officials say he has no record there either.
He was not given due process. He was not able to defend this allegation.
The DHS document lists Caraballo's tattoos, but doesn't explicitly say they're connected to gang activity. The Trump administration says the Venezuelans deported to El Salvador's Secot prison over the weekend all had gang affiliations. Sanchez has been scouring those images of the recent deportees trying to identify her husband.
What worries you about him being in this prison?
¿Qué me preocupa de que él es inocente?
That he's innocent.
We were in Secot last month, a place notorious for being an information dead zone. There's no cell signal, no visitors. The inmates are locked up for life, despite many not being convicted yet.
I'm concerned that we have no access. Who has custody over our client? Who has jurisdiction? El Salvador, ICE, the U.S. government? We have no idea.
Sanchez's only hope is that both El Salvador and the U.S. show mercy in the name of justice.
No nos pueden juzgar a todos como unos delincuentes.
Just because of being Venezuelans, they can't judge us all for being criminals.
Exactamente.
DHS told us they are quite confident when we reached out about their intel, but they would not respond about Caraballo's case. And because the attorney thinks that the U.S. courts have lost jurisdiction, I reached out to the government of El Salvador, and although they were happy to share the images of the transfer, they told me they're not going to share any more information. Tony.
Lilia, thank you very much.